Hey, what's going on, guys? Benny Childs, founder of the Teach Me to Fish Your Face trading community, and I am back with my bias video for the week of September 3rd, 2023. Um, let's just take a look at what we have here on the weekly chart. All right, so let me pull out my pen. 1 second. Should already had this done. All right, so. All right, so here is last week's candle. Okay, what did last week's candle do? All right, so the first thing I noticed is that, let's change this color. Let's go with this pink. First thing I noticed is that last week's candle, it closed above the previous week's high. Okay, now based off of the previous candle rule, whenever a candle's high has been taken and closed above, your next target will be the current candle that closed high. Okay, now we also closed below the mean threshold of this weekly order block. Right, so now I kind of have conflicting data for me. All right, because last week's candle closed above the previous week's high, I'm looking for this high to be traded into, but we've also traded into the mean threshold and closed below the mean threshold of the weekly order block. So that lets me know the market wants to go down. All right, I say conflicting, but it's really not conflicting. I'm going to share with you guys my bias. All right, so we take a look at the daily. Let's drop down to the daily now. First thing I like to do is look at that candle. All right, here's Friday's candle right here. Okay, Friday's candle is an indecision candle. It's a bearish indecision candle. So, but what did Friday's candle do? It swept Thursday's low, came up and closed above it. So again, with the previous candle rules, that type of situation, I'm looking for the high of the current candle that closed. I'm looking for that to be traded into. Okay. All right. So, all right. So Friday made the high of the week. So again, I'm looking for the weekly high to be tapped into because of the previous candle rule. Okay. And then I'm also looking for the high of Friday's daily candle because of the previous candle rule. Now let's look at left. So I'm currently bullish for, those are my bullish drawn liquidities. Okay. Now let's look left. When we look left, we have this bullish order block right here, right? We have that bullish order block. Now, we look at the mean threshold for that daily order block. That's what I have here. Okay? That's just right here. We're also inside of a daily FVG. So my thoughts are we could see price trade up into here and then reverse because we don't have red folder news until Wednesday. Now, mind you, this upcoming Monday, September 4th, is a U.S. national holiday. It's my wife's birthday. No, I'm just kidding. It is my wife's birthday, but that's not the national holiday. The national holiday is Memorial Day. All right. So, and I probably said that wrong, but anyway. So Monday markets will be closed, maybe except for Forex. Forex will probably still show in trade, right? So I was thinking that Monday would be bullish, right? If the markets do close and don't tick any, it'll open up on Tuesday. So if I'm thinking the beginning of the week is bullish, um, also what I left out is if you take a look at the weekly, okay, we have what? A market structure shift right here, right? Classic ICT. So take a look at this, all right? We've had liquidity taken, market structure shift, pull back into a premium PD array, which was that weekly order block. I'm expecting the market to go lower based on the weekly. That's the weekly profile. So with that context, let's draw it down to the daily. If I'm expecting the red folder news on Wednesday to provide some type of liquidity, right? Or excuse me, volatility to move the market, I'm expecting for that news to either push up into my uh, daily and weekly draw on liquidity, or to cause the market to push down from it. Okay, so since I'm expecting Monday to be bullish, if I'm able to trade Monday, right, or Tuesday, I want to look for a higher time frame PD array to push me up, right? So I don't think we're gonna go lower, right? Because why? We swept Thursday's low and closed above it. I'm expecting for it to go up, right? So I want to look for a discount PD array for the market to pull back into to take me higher. Let's reverse this real quick. Okay. All right. So what do we see here on the daily? All right. On the daily, we do see this breaker. Got a breaker right there. Okay. So let's set up our mean threshold. Let's look for the mean threshold of the breaker. It could tap the top of the breaker, but let's go with that. Oh, I never did change that over, did I? Here, let's do this live. Ah, I'm sorry. Let's just do that. Change that to that. I am just really messing up right now. There we go. All right. And it should be reversed. We'll change that. Really? Sorry, guys. Save as this one. Yes. All right. I suck. Save as. All right. So that's our breaker. So maybe if we look into um, the discount, all right, we see that the mean threshold for the breaker is there. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. Let's see what we see. You got a 4 hour FVG. That's in premium though. Let's see what we have. I really don't see anything. I don't see anything on the 4 hour that is in discount other than this order block here. All right. So, and I'm sure the 50% is up here. So, I mean, it could come down to this order block here and then push up. So, nonetheless, 1 second, guys. All right. So, nonetheless, um, I'm expecting for the market basically to push down, right? And then finally sorry about that. So, I'm expecting the red folder news on Wednesday to give us our reversal. I don't recall that there was. Let me take a look. So we see here on Wednesday we have red folder news as well as Thursday. All right. So it's very possible Wednesday's red folder news could push us up into those daily and weekly draws on liquidity. And then Thursday could go ahead and push us down based off of the fact that we did get a market structure shift on the weekly as well as the daily. That's one thing about me, that I want to get better at the weekly profiles or the timing of the weekly profiles and be able to really determine which way the market is going to go on what particular days. So that is a goal of mine. I'm studying that. So we have red folder news on Wednesday, red folder news on Thursday. That could be some liquidity or volatility drivers for us. So let's take a look at back over to TradingView. All right, back here on TradingView again. Or whenever the market opens, I'm thinking it's going to be bullish. So I'm looking for that 4 hour FVG to provide us our support, if you will, to push the market up, right? And we'll probably maybe go sideways on Tuesday and then get an injection of volatility on Wednesday to push the market up into our where is it? Oh, can't see it. Into our weekly and daily draws on liquidity. Okay. All right. So let me get rid of these. I'll get rid of. Nope. Let's see. Don't need that one. All right. So My weekly draw on liquidity again is going to be 15,629 even, as well as my daily draw on liquidity for the week is going to be 15,635.3. Right, and overall I am expecting the market to begin to head downward. Okay, we've again market structure shift. Okay, with the close of this candle. All right, market structure shift, pull back. All right, to an order block. Okay, expecting price to kind of bounce around a little bit next week, and then trade down. Okay, trade down to where for the week? Um, let's see. This is our last point here that we took sell side liquidity. Take it up to the highest point of our current price leg. Okay. Let me see if bam. Okay. So overall on the weekly, if we look below our 50% right here, okay, what do we have? We have an FVG here on the weekly. We've got an FVG here, of course. We have an order block. Price could come down into. Okay. So again, the order block. Of course, we got this FVG. Got an FVG here. Okay. That overall we can see the weekly pull down into. All right. So if we can drop down to the lower, if I can drop down to the lower time frames and time that reversal just right, or wait for the reversal to take place, wait for a pullback, man, you're talking about an awesome swing trade, at least down into this FVG right here, right? So that is going to be my bias, guys. I hope that the video makes sense to you. I hope that it helped you guys, but that's my weekly bias. All right. So just to recap again, all right, I understand that we have market structure shift, a bearish market structure shift on the weekly, and on the daily we had one here. Okay. All right. So, and it wouldn't be a bullish market structure shift until this high is closed above, right? So unless we close above this high, because this was the last high that took liquidity, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, this was the last high, right? That took liquidity because it took liquidity from that swing point there. So the daily bullish market structure shift wouldn't be up until there, right? So weekly bearish market structure shift, daily bearish market structure shift. 4 hour, I was thinking we would get the 4 hour market structure shift, but we did not. The 4 hour market structure shift would have been if we got a close below this low, but we did not. Okay. So we very well could Monday, Tuesday, whenever the market opens up, you very well could get that pullback down here, right? And get that bearish market structure shift on the 4 hour. And again, it would be this one because this is the low that created this high. This was the low before the high. All right, so we could get a close there, giving us our 4 hour market structure shift. And then of course, what do? Expect the market to pull back All right. So we'll probably get it to pull back up, tap into here, right? Um, and then start heading down to align itself with the weekly and the daily. Now I know price actually turns from inside out. It's gonna turn first on the smallest time frames and then on the higher time frames. But that's when I think the alignment will take place. Right. So again, my draws on liquidity are here, and I believe once we get those draws on liquidity there, the market will shoot down, right? Since these are my draws on liquidity, I'm looking for a spot for the market to take, all right, support at. So I'm thinking this 4-hour FVG right here, maybe the golden goose, if you will, right? 4-hour FVG, or even this little order block down here. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is my weekly and daily draws on liquidity, my weekly and daily biases, and what I will be looking for to trade. What I like to do is now I like to trade my silver bullet setups, right? So, and just real quick, I like to see what direction my 15-minute has been going in. I like to check to see if liquidity has been swept. I like to see if we have a market structure shift. I like to see if we've had a tap into some type of PD array, and then that will determine the direction that I will trade my silver bullet in. Now again, once we get up into here, right, and my draws on liquidity have been taken, I'm going to be looking for bearish setups. And that's another thing with the news. Both news could just push the market down. All right. So we could go ahead and get some regular price action up until these draws of liquidity. And then we could see the news just tank this thing. All right. So you just got to be ready for it. You just got to be ready for anything, and that's just kind of how I do and how I trade. Did really well on Friday. I got a 9% account increase, and I think I was probably about at 11% increase for the week. So um, did pretty good. Did pretty good last week. So, but anyway, guys, I'm kind of rambling on. Let me know if this video has been helpful. I'll do my best to be more concise with these, and just try to rush through and condense these bias videos. But I also just like to teach you guys the knowledge that I have, because it could help you as well. So, feel free to like the video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. As always, I appreciate you guys. I hope you do well in your trading. Until next time, always remember, if you stay in God, you will stay in control. Happy pip fishing. Bye-bye.